Welcome to Spill the Trauma, Keep the Drama. I'm your host, Kayla. As always, I want to remind you guys that I am not a licensed professional. If you are seeking mental health help, reach out to a licensed professional. If you need help finding resources, you can hit me up on any social media. My handle is Spill the Trauma, Keep the Drama, and I'll be happy to help you find someone to talk to. Let's spill some trauma. Most of you know I don't celebrate Mother's Day for my birth giver, but today's episode is for the woman who actually mothered me, my grandma. She was crazy in the best way, loved me like a lioness, and somehow still put up with me and my teenage angst. This is for her. Grandma and I were always super tight. Some of my earliest memories are with her. I was her first and only granddaughter, and we had a very special bond. I was always sleeping over at her house since I was like 2 or 3, and she made every weekend so special. Whether it was teaching me how to make pancakes or like pretending like I was like helping her in the kitchen, or she would turn really like mundane things into magic, like convincing me my sugar milk was chai so I'd feel included. That's the kind of love that makes a kid feel seen. I have so many memories of bonding with her. Whether it was after school, we would watch Indian soap operas. We'd watch Choti Bahu every single day. Like after school, she would like DVR it so we could watch it together, and we would get so into it. There were certain summers that my family and I would live in Florida. We lived in Florida. I would beg my parents to come visit grandma because I would like miss her. And a couple summers they did send me up here, and we spent the summer doing word searches together and going shopping and just hanging out together. She taught me how to cook my first meal. She taught me how to make chapati. She just really hung out with me, and she showed me so much unconditional love from such a young age. As she got older, her pain would get worse, like in her shoulders and her back, and she had like really bad arthritis. So she had this special oil from India. It was like some tiger oil, and she would ask me to Ditaman or like massage her back and her shoulders, and I would do it. And as I would massage her, she would dish all the gossip to me, and she would like tell me all the gossip about the family and like as I'm massaging her. And then at the end she would tell me like how blessed I'm gonna be for helping her and like massaging her and helping her out. And that happened again when she got even older and she had to like start using diapers. I remember her being so embarrassed, and even when she was vulnerable, she taught me dignity. And I'd tell her, it's just a diaper, grandma, like you wiped my butt for years, don't worry about it. And that would make her like so happy and like proud. And she would always tell me that I'm gonna be like really blessed in life because like I would take care of her how she would take care of me. It was just like we had a really, really special connection. She was also very, very fierce and very, very protective of me. There's this one story with one of my best friends from college. He, I think, hates this story, but I love this story now. It was the end of freshman year, and we all wanted to go to the beach to celebrate being done with finals. And he like lived closest to me, so he was just gonna pick me up and we were gonna go. It wasn't like anything crazy. So I like warned him. I'm like, yo, my grandma's crazy. Just pick me up at the end of the block. Don't come to the house. And I had that warning for all other friends too. It wasn't, but like, especially because he was a dude and he was picking me up. And I know my grandma's like type crazy. So I tell him to wait at the end of the block. Grandma sees him at the end of the block and she comes out of the house with a wooden spoon. And then tells him, she sees him and sees his car and like waves him over to come to the house. And this man listens. And I was like, why would you listen to her, bro? Like, just stay at the end of the block. And so he makes the mistake of driving up to the house. And so now I'm in the car and grandma goes, where are you taking her? And he like tried to explain how we were getting to the beach. And this just made her so much madder or like so much more like enraged because she was like, don't tell me how to get to the beach. I know how to get to the beach. I've lived here for 30 years. And then I was like, okay, bye grandma, we're going. And I was like, go, drive. And I remember in the moment being humiliated and feeling like so bad for my friend. But then I also look at back and I call him dumb for like even driving to the house, and he's still scared of grandma. It's like one of my favorite memories now to look back at because it's so funny. Like she's this little old lady and she comes out with a wooden spoon like she's gonna beat him. And that just shows you my grandma did not play around about me, and she was awesome. My grandmother was the most forgiving person that I know on this planet. My grandfather put her through so much fucking shit, and he like physically abused her. He publicly like cheated on her and humiliated her within the community, and she still stuck by her side. And although her staying with him wasn't healthy, her resilience and her heart to forgive his dumbass is insane. She would like cry and be in pain and be so upset about the shit that he was doing to her, and she would just pray about it. She would pray about it. She would cry and pray about it and read the Bible, and she got through it. And she's so strong, and she was so strong. She was so resilient, and even though he put her through all of that shit, she was still so loving and caring and kind, and still like I think about it. I think about being in her shoes sometimes, and I swear to God, guys, I would be in jail. If a man did what my grandfather did to her, I would be in jail. No joke. But she stayed with him. She made him dinner every night. She made him whatever he fucking wanted. And she did all the laundry. She held down the house. She did everything and more. And she did it without complaining ever, or without blinking an eye ever. She loved hard, even when it wasn't deserved. That's not a lesson I'd like to repeat, but damn, her capacity for forgiveness was so humbling. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie and act like we always had a perfect like hunky-dory relationship. We also fought, especially like in my teenage years. She just like wouldn't like my outfits, and like just like normal, I guess, like we would fight over my clothes, we would fight over my friends. And no matter how pissed she would be at me for like how stubborn I was being, rightfully so, I feel like she knew what she was talking about, looking back. But I was so stubborn, and I would be such a bitch sometimes. And even so, she would like not let me leave the house without telling me to have every single morning, no matter how bad we were fighting, no matter how bitchy I was being, she would make sure she told me to have a good day before I left for school that morning. And I miss her. There are other times, and I think this is you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think this is a very like Indian Desi thing for like parents and grandparents to do. But we would get into arguments, and so when we would get into arguments and she wouldn't want to like say sorry or whatever, she would like bring food to my room as an apology. Or even, it wouldn't even be a fight between me and her. If I was arguing with my mom or grandpa and like she knew I was upset, she would still just like she knew I didn't want to be around them, so she would bring me like my dinner to my room, and like she'd be like, you have to eat, you're not going to sleep without eating. And she's just like, and like I could never refuse her food because she knew how to fucking throw down, you guys. I've never eaten as good as when she cooked for me. She had the best Indian food, and I'm not like biased, like my entire extended family can attest. She had the best chicken curry. Her shrimp fry was off the charts. I remember as a little kid, she would make like shrimp fry, and she would make fried beef and stuff, and me and my youngest brother would go sneak into the kitchen and like grab some before dinner because it was so good. And she would yell at us, and she'd be like, it's for dinner, stop. But yeah, her food was awesome too, and she would like always bring me food to my door. And the other thing that she really did that like just shows how like selfless she was is she would slave in the kitchen making food for hours, and she would make sure every one of her kids were fed, every one of her grandkids were fed, her stupid ass husband was fed before she ever ate. She would always, 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 no matter who was over, be the last one to be served. And she, like, if we tried to, like, give her food before us, she would refuse. She was an amazing woman. She didn't just raise me, she armored me. When my birth giver's love felt like a transaction, Grandma's was a given. She really left me her legacy. Her humor, I'm still learning her recipes, and I still don't feel like they are quite as good as hers could ever be, but I still am learning them. And her defiance. Grandma was also a Scorpio, and she was sassy, and she was like this little old lady, and she was the nicest person to people, and so giving and so kind and so loving. But if you got her on the wrong day, if you fucked around, she was definitely a fuck around and find out type of girl. And she definitely instilled that in me too. So this Mother's Day, I'm not thinking about the woman who birthed me. I'm thinking about the woman who chose me every day, even when I was moody, a moody teen, rolling my eyes at her. Grandma, I know you're out there. I know you're watching me, and I hope you're making some bomb-ass chicken curry in heaven. This Mother's Day was definitely a difficult day for me, especially because I couldn't go physically see Grandma. Last year I was able to go physically see Grandma, and when I spend time with her, I'll go to her cemetery, and I'll have picnics with her there. I definitely feel like I carry her spirit with me now, within me. She definitely raised me to be loving and kind and caring, even in difficult situations, and I've carried that lesson with me, and she is the reason why I am who I am today. So she's who I celebrate today and every Mother's Day, and I miss her and I love her every single day. Thank you all for listening. I hope you all had a great Mother's Day. I'm sorry if it's a tough holiday for you too. I hope you guys are doing well. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to hit me up. And until next week, when we spill more trauma.